What's going on, guys? My name is Richard, and welcome back to another weekly watchlist video sponsored by Marketsmith. As usual, we'll go through both the fundamentals and technicals of all the stocks on my focus list, and you might have noticed that there's not as many on this list as usual, and that's because in general, I didn't see that many promising setups. So that could say something about the overall market health at this point, but overall, these are my top picks going into this week. And before we get into the analysis, if you want to enter this week's stock picking contest, go ahead and submit your pick down below in the comment section following the instructions on screen right now. This contest will be ending at the end of August, so get your picks in if you want to be considered for the prizes, including trading books and gift cards. But with that said, let's get started with Amazon.com. And looking at the earnings and sales, you can see nice growth. Last quarter, earnings were up 97%, sales up 40%, and after-tax margins up 5.9%. And in 2020, the annual EPS estimates are supposed to grow 30%, and in 2021, a further 44%, with the revisions up as well. The EPS rating is 93, the group RS is an A+, the SMR rating is an A, accumulation distribution is an A-, and the overall composite rating is a 99. And looking at the fund ownership, you can see a nice increasing trend. You have a whole bunch of high-quality funds investing into Amazon. And looking at the chart, you can see it just reported last quarter, and overall the RS rating is a 92, and the RS line is basing along with the price. And as for the entry setup, I want to see break of this downward trend line right here, hopefully on above average volume or potentially a dot indicator. Next up on the list, we've got Crowdstrike, and taking a look at the earnings and sales, you can see nice revenue growth going back the past 3 quarters. And last quarter, earnings were up 118%, sales up 85%, and after-tax margins up 2.5%. And you can see it's not supposed to be profitable in 2021, but it is supposed to be profitable in 2022. The EPS rating is a 72, the group RS is an A, SMR rating is a D, accumulation distribution is a B, and the overall composite rating is a 94. And taking a look at the fund ownership, you can see it's increasing nicely, and you do have Fidelity Contra Fund in there as well. And looking at the chart, you can see the RS line is going the wrong direction. The overall rating is a 91. And before I would consider entering the stock, I do want to see the RS line move up along with the price and hopefully challenge these all-time highs. But overall, the entry setup that I plan to use is either a bounce off the 50-day moving average or eventually a retake of the 21 EMA and one of my dot indicators, whether it's the teal dot or green dot entry. So that is Crowdstrike, and next up we've got Docusign. And this is a software name, and they got hit pretty hard last week, but overall Docusign didn't really sell off as much as the other ones, and it was on kind of normal volume, although it was higher than the previous days. But overall, it didn't really scream to me that this was really under distribution. And overall, looking at the earnings and sales, you can see excellent growth here. Last quarter, earnings were up 71%, sales up 39%, and after-tax margins up 8.1%. And looking at the annual estimates, you can see in 2021, it's supposed to grow 55%, and in 2022, a further 73%, so there's a lot of growth expected in Docusign. The EPS rating is an 84, the group RS is an A+, the SMR rating is a B, accumulation distribution is an A-, and the overall composite rating is a 99. And looking at the fund ownership, you can see a nice increasing trend as with all the stocks that I like to choose, and you've got a whole bunch of high-quality funds investing into DOCU. And looking at the chart, the RS line is basing along with the price, and overall the rating is a 98. And as for the specific entry setup that I plan to use, you can see it revisited this downward trend line right here, so I want to see a bounce off that, and then I want to see a dot indicator like the green dot or short-term stochastic cross. So that is Docusign, and next up we've got eBay. And looking at the earnings and sales, you can see nice growth here, especially last quarter. Earnings were up 64%, sales up 18%, and after-tax margins up 26.9%. And in 2020, it's supposed to grow 28% in terms of annual estimates, and in 2021, a further 11%, and the revisions are up as well. The EPS rating is a 94, the group RS is an A+, the SMR rating is an A, accumulation distribution is a D+, and the overall composite rating is a 99. And taking a look at the fund ownership, you can see an increasing trend over the past 2 years. You do have Fidelity Contra Fund in this stock. And as for the chart, you can see that the RS line is declining along with the price. So I do want to see this move up along with the price as well. And the overall RS rating is an 89. And as for the entry setup that I plan to use, I want to see a definitive break of this downward trend line right here on above average volume and eventually a green dot indicator or short-term stochastic cross. So that's eBay, and next up we've got LGIH. And looking at the earnings and sales reports, you can see that it was growing rapidly the past 3 quarters, but you do see a declining earnings growth last quarter. Earnings were only up 21%, sales up 4%, and after-tax margins up 11.5%. You can see in 2020, the estimates are up 9%, and in 2021 a further 17%. The EPS rating is a 99, the group RS a B, SMR rating is an A, accumulation distribution is a B+, the overall composite rating is a 94. And taking a look at the fund ownership, you can see an increasing trend over the past 2 years, although it's not dramatic. And you do have 2 high-quality funds investing into this stock. And taking a look at the chart, you can see that the RS line is decreasing along with the price. And as for the entry set that I plan to use, I want to see either a bounce off this 21 EMA definitively, and eventually a short-term stochastic cross or green dot. And you can see it did have a lower Bollinger Band this past Friday, and it also had a reversal signal. So that is LGIH, and next up we've got pins. And this is a former stock of the week, so go ahead and check that video out. It'll be linked above right now if you want more information about the stock. But overall, looking at the earnings and sales, you can see it was growing quite rapidly, but that definitely has dried up. And this quarter, even though it resulted in a gap up, wasn't that impressive on paper. But if you delve deeper into the numbers, and I do, if you go ahead and check out that video, I'll explain this earnings breakout. But overall, there is the anticipation that there'll be a lot more earnings growth in the future. And overall, looking at the annual estimates, you can see it's almost supposed to be positive in 2020, and it is supposed to be profitable in 2021. The EPS rating is a 12, the group RS is A+, the SMR rating is a C, accumulation distribution is an A-, and the overall composite rating is a 78. And looking at the fund ownership, you can see a nice increasing trend. You do have 2 high-quality funds in there as well. And as for the chart, you can see it had a huge breakout on earnings, and overall the RS rating is a 92. And as for the entry setup, I want to see a breakout through this green line right here, which is the previous all-time high that set all the way back in 2019. And honestly, it would be completely normal if it consolidates a little bit more, oscillates back and forth below this green line, but I don't want to see it break below the low of the breakout day, which was at 31. So that's my plan for pins. And next up, we've got Shopify. And looking at the earnings and sales, you can see excellent growth here. Last quarter earnings were up 950%, sales up 97%, and after-tax margins up 18.1%. And looking at the annual estimates, you can see in 2020 it's supposed to grow 583%, but it is supposed to decrease somewhat in 2021. The EPS rating is a 78, the group RS is an A+, the SMR rating is a B, accumulation distribution is an A-, and the overall composite rating is a 99. And looking at the fund ownership, you can see an increasing trend over the past 2 years. You do have a whole bunch of high-quality funds in Shopify. And looking at the chart, you can see that the price and RS line have been basing. The overall rating is a 97. And one slight red flag is that this is a stage 7 cup, which definitely is kind of higher up there in terms of the growth cycle, but it is acting extremely well, and it's posting the numbers to really justify this growth in price. So that is the fundamentals. And overall, the technical setup that I want to use is either a green dot entry or short-term stochastic cross, or a breakout into new all-time highs on volume above 1,107. So that is Shopify. And next up, we've got Tesla. And looking at the earnings and sales, you can see excellent growth last quarter. Earnings were up 295%, sales were down 5%, and after-tax margins were up 7.5%. And looking at the annual estimates, you can see in 2020 it's supposed to grow in a big way, and it's also supposed to grow 70% in 2021. The EPS rating is a 78, the group RS is an A+, the SMR rating is a C, accumulation distribution is a B, and the overall composite rating is a 96. And looking at the fund ownership, you can see an increasing trend over the past 2 years, and you have 4 high-quality funds investing into this stock. And looking at the chart, you can see it's had some huge reversals, one all the way up at 1800, but overall it's hanging in there, holding that 21 EMA, and the RS rating is a very strong 99. And as for the entry setup, I want to see a break through this downward trend line right here, and eventually a breakout above this short-term resistance at about 1564, and eventually this one as well, and eventually into new all-time highs. So that is my plan with Tesla, and next up we've got TSM. And looking at the earnings and sales, you can see excellent growth. Last quarter earnings were up 93%, sales up 36%, and after-tax margins up 38.9%. In terms of annual estimates, you can see in 2020 it's supposed to grow 44% and a further 5% in 2021. The EPS rating is a 93, the group RS is an A-, the SMR rating is an A, accumulation distribution is an A-, and the overall composite rating is a 98. And looking at the fund ownership, you can see a nice increasing trend. You do have one high-quality fund, Fidelity Contra Fund, investing in this stock. And looking at the chart, you can see it broke out recently and overall has a nice RS rating of 93 and is basing after this breakout with the RS line basing as well. And as for the entry setup, I want to see a break through this downward trend line right here and eventually a breakout into new all-time highs above 84. So that is TSM, and lastly, we've got Zoom. And overall, looking at the earnings and sales, you can see excellent growth here. Last quarter, earnings were up 567%, sales up 169%, and after-tax margins up 17.8%. In 2021, it's supposed to grow further 269%, and in 2022, a further 22% on top of that growth. The EPS rating is an 84, the group RS is an A+, the SMR rating is an A, the accumulation distribution is a B, and the overall composite rating is a 99. And looking at the fund ownership, you can see a nice increasing trend with a big jump the past 2 quarters. You do have one high-quality fund investing into Zoom. And taking a look at the chart, you can see it's been basing along with the RS line, and the overall RS rating is a 98. And overall, along with Docusign, this did hold up reasonably well late last week. And overall, you can see it's above that 21 EMA. And I want to see a green dot or short-term stochastic cross, hopefully on above average volume, and eventually a break of this downward trend line right here, and eventually a breakout into new all-time highs above 281. So that's my plan for Zoom, and overall my top 3 setups are TSM, Tesla, and also Amazon. Let me know down below your top picks for this week, and remember, if you want to enter this week's stock picking contest, to let me know down below your selection as well. But overall, thanks so much for watching. Remember to leave a like down below on the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in future videos.